Hello and welcome. Pull up a chair and dim the lights. This Halloween, we're not just talking about fictional monsters or movie ghosts. We're diving into something far more chilling. True stories, tales that have been passed down, whispered in hushed tones, from real hometowns just like yours. These aren't just legends. They are woven into the very fabric of these places, unsettling reminders that sometimes the most terrifying things are the ones that actually happened. Tonight, we journey to a place where history and horror are one and the same, Villisca, Iowa. Prepare yourselves because the story of the Villisca Axe Murder House is a tale that has haunted this small town for over a century, a brutal unsolved mystery that continues to send shivers down the spines of all who hear it. Imagine a quiet, peaceful night in a small Midwestern town. It's June 9, 1912. The Moore family, Josiah, his wife Sarah, and their 4 young children had just returned home from an evening at the Presbyterian church. They were a well-respected, beloved family. With them were 2 young guests, Lena and Ina Stillinger, friends of the Moore children who were staying for a sleepover. The town settled into a comfortable silence as its residents went to sleep, completely unaware of the absolute horror that was about to unfold. The next morning, a neighbor noticed the unsettling quiet at the Moore house. No children playing, no signs of life. When the door was finally opened, a scene of unimaginable carnage was discovered. All 8 people inside, 2 adults and 6 children, had been brutally murdered in their beds with an axe. The investigation that followed was chaotic and by today's standards completely mishandled. The crime scene was immediately contaminated as hundreds of curious townspeople traipsed through the house, touching things, obscuring potential evidence. The murder weapon, an axe belonging to Josiah Moore, was found in the guest bedroom, leaning against the wall, wiped clean but still stained. The killer had taken the time to cover all the mirrors in the house with cloths, a strange, ritualistic detail that has puzzled investigators for decades. A slab of bacon was found near the axe, and a bowl of bloody water was discovered in the kitchen, suggesting the killer had washed their hands before leaving. The doors were locked from the inside, and the key was missing. The perpetrator had simply vanished into the night, leaving behind a legacy of terror. Over the years, the list of suspects grew, but none ever stuck. There was Frank Jones, a powerful state senator and business rival of Josiah Moore. Many believed he hired a hitman to do the deed. Then there was William Blackie Mansfield, a suspected serial killer who was in the area around the time of the murders. He even matched a witness description. Perhaps the most compelling suspect was Reverend George Kelly, a traveling minister who was known for his strange behavior. He attended the church service with the Moores that night and left town on an early morning train. Years later, he confessed to the murders, claiming God had told him to slay utterly. But his confession was bizarre and inconsistent, and he was eventually acquitted. To this day, the case remains officially unsolved. No one was ever held accountable for the slaughter of an entire family and their young guests. The horror of that night never really left Villisca. The house at 580 2nd Street still stands, a silent monument to the tragedy. It has since become known as one of the most haunted locations in America. Visitors who are brave enough to spend the night report a catalog of terrifying experiences. They hear the phantom laughter and cries of children echoing through the empty halls. Objects move on their own, doors slam shut, and disembodied voices are captured on audio recorders, whispering names or pleading for help. Some have felt a chilling cold spot in the children's bedroom, while others have seen a dark, shadowy figure standing at the foot of the bed, holding an axe. People have been scratched, pushed, and have fled the house in the middle of the night, too terrified to stay a moment longer. The spirits of the Moore family and the Stillinger girls, it seems, are trapped, forever replaying the final horrific moments of their lives for anyone who dares to listen. Is the house truly haunted by the victims of this century-old crime? Or is it the sheer weight of the unsolved mystery, the injustice of it all, that clings to the walls and seeps into the floorboards? Whatever you believe, the story of the Villisca Axe murders serves as a chilling reminder that the most terrifying stories are not the ones we invent for Halloween, but the ones that are etched into our history, the ones that leave us with questions that can never be answered and a cold, creeping fear that evil can visit any town, any home, on any given night. The silence that fell over Villisca that June morning has never truly been broken. It echoes still, a permanent haunting whisper in the heart of a small Iowa town. And that brings our journey into the dark corners of history to a close for tonight. The truth is often more frightening than any fiction we could dream up. Thank you for joining me on this unsettling tale. If you found this story as chilling as I do, please give this video a like and consider subscribing to the channel for more explorations into the real-life horrors that hide just beneath the surface of our world. Stay safe and have a wonderfully spooky Halloween.